Welcome back to episode 66 of our 15,000 acre challenge here on the Huron County, Michigan 16X map. If you caught the last episode, then you may remember we continued pushing through our biggest wheat harvest. Yet, as our fleet of 5 John Deere S780 combines work side by side harvesting our massive 800-acre wheat field. While the combines continued picking up the swaths left behind by our MacDon swathers, we also got a head start on our next harvest by sending all 5 MacDon M1240 swathers over to our 600-acre wheat field, where they began laying down swaths for the next stage of the harvest. As the day went on, we continued hauling millions of liters of wheat back to our grain storage facilities. We completely filled the 6 million liter silo complex at our second farmyard before reconfiguring our trucking fleet and beginning the much longer haul back to the main mega farm. By the end of the episode, we'd already hauled well over 6 million liters of wheat into storage, and it was becoming clear this 800-acre field was going to produce far more grain than we originally expected. We wrapped up the episode with only a handful of passes remaining on the 800-acre field, meaning today we'll finally finish harvesting the biggest wheat field we've ever taken on in this series. Once the last of the wheat is safely in the bins, we'll move our entire harvesting fleet across the map to the 600-acre wheat field and continue one of the biggest harvest seasons we've ever had here on the 15,000-acre challenge. To kick things off today, we're right back out in the middle of our absolutely massive 800-acre wheat field as we prepare to harvest the final few passes and officially wrap up the biggest field we've ever harvested here on the 15,000-acre challenge. This field has been one of the largest projects we've ever taken on in the series, and over the past several episodes we've been working around the clock to bring in what has turned out to be an incredible wheat crop. We've already hauled well over 6 million liters of wheat back to our grain storage facilities, and with these final few passes still standing out in front of us, we're on track to push that total to somewhere around 7 million liters by the time every last kernel of wheat has been harvested and hauled back to the farm. We're picking things up exactly where we left off in the last episode. All 5 John Deere S780 combines, equipped with their brand new MacDon swath pickup headers, are already fired up and waiting to continue harvesting the final swaths that remain in this enormous field. Supporting them once again is our fleet of 5 John Deere 9 RX 830 tractors, each pulling one of our new Elmers Haulmaster 3,000 bushel auger wagons. 4 of those tractors are currently being controlled by auto drive, while I'll once again be taking over the 5th tractor myself, making sure our combines stay unloaded so that they can keep harvesting without interruption. Over on the south side of the field, our unloading operation is already up and running as well. Our case Steiger 645 is parked beside the field with a massive Walkabout Mother bin, while our fleet of 5 semi-trucks continues making the long haul across this enormous 16X map. As the auger wagons unload into the Mother bin, the trucks immediately take over, loading up massive quantities of wheat before hauling it all the way back to our mega farm, where it's being stored inside our growing grain complex. This harvest has produced far more wheat than I ever expected, and watching millions upon millions of liters continue flowing back to the farm has been pretty incredible. Now, although we're only minutes away from finishing this field, today's work is really just beginning. The moment these last passes are harvested, we'll waste absolutely no time packing everything up and moving our entire harvesting fleet across the map to our final 600-acre wheat field. Last episode, we sent all 5 MacDon M1240 swathers down to that field to get a head start while we concentrated on finishing this 800-acre field, and they've been making fantastic progress ever since. By the time our combines arrive, there should already be hundreds of acres of perfectly laid wheat swaths waiting for us, allowing the harvesting operation to continue almost immediately without losing any valuable time. As each combine finishes its final pass here today, I'll stop it, completely unload the grain tanks, and then fold everything up before sending each combine onto auto drive for the long trip across the map. Once the combines are on the road, I'll gather all 5 of our 9 RX tractors around the Walkabout Mother bin so we can unload every last bushel of wheat sitting inside the auger wagons. After that, each tractor will also be sent on its way to the next field. The only piece of equipment that may have to stay behind for a little while longer is the Walkabout Mother bin itself. Our semi-trucks will need a bit more time to make another round trip, so they can completely empty the mother bin before we finally fold it up and move it over as well. While all of that equipment is making its way across the map, I'll jump into the Chevy Silverado and head over to the 600-acre field myself. Once I arrive, we'll check in on the swathers to see just how much of the field they've already completed before we begin setting up our combines. I'll copy the same courseplay routes the swathers have been using, so each combine follows the exact same path and picks up every swath they've laid down. Since we harvested this field during year 2, we should also be able to reuse most of our auto drive network from last season, which should make getting this entire harvesting operation back up and running much quicker than last time. We've got a huge day ahead of us as we finally finish harvesting the biggest wheat field we've ever tackled, hauling what should be around 7 million liters of wheat, and then move our entire harvesting fleet across this massive 16x map to begin the final 600-acre wheat harvest of year 3. So let's fire up the engines and get to work. If you're looking forward to the 15,000-acre challenge, please like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Our massive 800-acre wheat field is now officially completely harvested. After several episodes of harvesting around the clock, we've finally brought in every last acre of wheat from what has easily been the biggest field we've ever harvested here on the 15,000-acre challenge. I'd have to say this field has exceeded every expectation I had. We've hauled back millions upon millions of liters of wheat, completely filled one of our grain complexes, and even had to start storing wheat back at our original mega farm because the yields were simply too good to fit everything into one location. I've now got all 5 of our John Deere S780 combines completely unloaded, folded up, and back out onto the road where they're beginning the long drive across this massive 16x map over to our final 600-acre wheat field. While the combines are making their way over there, I'll head over to our Walkabout Mother bin with my auger wagon, because I have a feeling we've still got a few of our 9RX tractors sitting there waiting to unload their final loads of wheat from this field. Once I arrive, I'll make sure our fleet of 5 semi-trucks is still running smoothly and hauling every last bushel of wheat back to the grain silos at our mega farm before I begin emptying all 5 of our John Deere 9RX 830 tractors. Once every auger wagon is completely empty, I'll also get each tractor folded up and sent across the map on auto drive so they can join the combines at the next field. The only piece of equipment that may be staying behind for a little while longer is the Walkabout Mother bin itself. Our semi-trucks will probably need one more full cycle to completely empty it before we can move it, But that's perfectly fine because it gives us some time to start getting the next harvest prepared. While our trucking fleet finishes hauling the remaining wheat, I'll jump into the Chevy Silverado and make my way over to the 600-acre field. Once I arrive, I like to check in on our fleet of 5 MacDon M 1240 swathers and see just how much progress they've made while we've been finishing up the 800-acre field. They should have left us with hundreds of acres of perfectly laid wheat swaths waiting to be picked up, which means our combines should be able to get right back to harvesting almost immediately once they arrive. As the combines begin pulling into the field, I'll start getting each one reconfigured with the new courseplay courses that the swathers have been using. That way every combine will follow the exact same paths the swathers took and won't miss a single swath of wheat. Before we kick the harvest back off though, I want to take a couple minutes to give everything a quick wash. Attached to each one of our Elmers Haulmaster 3,000 bushel auger wagons is a water tank that doubles as a fire suppression system and a portable wash station. After spending several days harvesting an 800-acre field, our combines, tractors, and auger wagons have definitely earned a quick rinse before heading into the final harvest of the season. Once everything is cleaned up, I'll begin firing up each combine one by one and sending them out into the field while I get all 5 of our John Deere 9 RX 830 tractors back on auto drive, so they can once again keep the combines unloaded. By the time our harvesting fleet is fully operational again, our semi-trucks should have finished emptying the Walkabout Mother bin back of the previous field. At that point, I'll quickly fold it up, send it over here as well, and then reconfigure all 5 semi-trucks so that once they finish hauling the last loads of wheat from the 800-acre field, they'll immediately begin servicing our brand new harvesting operation here on the final 600-acre wheat field as we officially kick off the last wheat harvest of year 3. All of our combines and John Deere 9 RX 830 tractors have now arrived at the field, and I'd have to say everything is coming together really nicely. I've got all 5 John Deere S780 combines staged out across the field edge, and before we kick off the final harvest of the season, I took a few minutes to give every combine, tractor, and auger wagon a quick wash. After spending the last several episodes working through that massive 800-acre field, they definitely earned it. And now our entire harvesting fleet is cleaned up and ready to tackle the final 600-acre wheat field of year 3. Now it's time to get this operation back up and running. Rather than firing up all 5 combines at once, I'm going to send them out into the field one at a time. My goal is to create a nice gap between each combine before the next one starts harvesting. Since we're running the MacDon swath pickup headers, courseplay doesn't always respect the convoy distance setting. So spacing the combines out manually should greatly reduce the chances of them catching each other or trying to drive past one another later in the harvest. I'll be taking the same approach with our fleet of John Deere 9 RX 830 tractors as well. Instead of turning all 5 tractors loose at the same time, I'll wait until each tractor locks onto the combine that just started harvesting before sending the next one into the field. That way, every auger wagon should pair up with a different combine right from the start, instead of having all 5 tractors chasing the same machine and creating complete chaos during those first few minutes of the harvest. Back over at the previous field, our Walkabout Mother bin should be just about empty by now. As soon as the last of the wheat is loaded into the semi-trucks, I'll jump over there, get everything folded up, and send it on a long drive over to this field as well. Ideally, I'd like to have the mother bin parked on the field edge and our fleet of 5 semi-trucks reconfigured and waiting before our first Elmers Haulmaster auger wagon fills up with wheat. If everything works out, we'll be able to transition from harvesting the 800-acre field straight into this 600-acre field without losing any time at all. We've already accomplished one huge milestone today by finishing the biggest wheat field we've ever harvested here on the 15,000-acre challenge. But we're not done yet. We still have 600 more acres standing in front of us. And once this field is complete, we'll officially have our entire 1,400-acre year 3 wheat harvest wrapped up. So let's get these combines moving, keep the auger wagons rolling, and see just how much wheat we can bring in before the day is over. Today was another huge milestone here on the 15,000 acre challenge. We officially finished harvesting our massive 800-acre wheat field, making it the biggest field we've ever harvested in this entire series. After several episodes of non-stop harvesting, our fleet of 5 John Deere S780 combines finally brought in the last of the wheat, and the final numbers were absolutely incredible. We ended up harvesting around 6.6 million liters of wheat from that one field alone, which is far more than I ever expected when we first started this harvest. Once that field was wrapped up, we wasted no time packing up our entire harvesting operation and making the long trip across this massive 16x map to our final 600-acre wheat field. Even though we spent a good portion of today's episode relocating equipment, getting new courseplay courses generated, and setting our auto-drive routes back up, we still managed to make some excellent progress. We've already harvested all of the headland passes and worked our way into the up and down passes. So the operation is now running smoothly once again, and we're well on our way to finishing the final wheat harvest of year 3. The yields continue to be absolutely unbelievable as well. By the end of today's episode, we've already increased our total wheat production to around 7.6 million liters, meaning we managed to harvest another 1 million liters of wheat from this 600-acre field despite all of the downtime we had moving our harvesting fleet across the map. I'd have to say I'm extremely happy with how this year's wheat harvest has turned out, and it's going to be really interesting to see just how much grain we end up with once these final 600 acres are completely finished. Back at the mega farm, everything is running exactly as planned too. We still had some propane left in the grain dryer, so every load of wheat arriving from the field is already being dried and moved into storage as soon as our semi-truck's unloaded. Once we finish harvesting this final field though, we'll need to shift our attention over to our secondary farm, where we currently have 6 million liters of wheat sitting in storage. We'll have to get another load of propane delivered over there, so we can fire up that grain dryer as well and begin drying all of that wheat before it's eventually sold. Looking ahead to the next episode, we'll continue pushing through this final 600-acre wheat field and hopefully wrap up our entire 1,400-acre year 3 wheat harvest. Once the last of the wheat is safely in the bins, it'll finally be time to start preparing for one of the biggest jobs we've ever taken on here at the mega farm, our massive 3,000-acre corn harvest. That's going to require every combine, every auger wagon, and every semi-truck we own, and I honestly can't wait to get started. But that's going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let me know down in the comments. How many liters of wheat do you think we'll end up harvesting once this entire 1,400-acre wheat harvest is finally complete? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.